He that have an ear, let him hear. Okay, so let's work towards being sober-minded, because sober-minded is what God asks from us, right? But what is sober-minded? Sober-minded means to be in your right mind, right? Doesn't mean that you can't have a drink or you can't eat the herbs at all. It means to actually be in your right mind, right? So you don't want to drink or eat the herbs and access, because when we drink and eat the herbs and access, we're no longer in our right mind. We become drunk, right? And drunkenness can be all kinds of things, but it surely isn't what is meant for the wine and the herbs, right? The wine is supposed to bring us gladness, and with gladness, it's like medicine to us, with gladness of the heart. And herbs, we were given every herb to eat thereof since the beginning. God gave man every herb to eat, and even the herbs, the leaf of the tree thereof is also medicine. So these things we are allowed to eat and drink, but we have to be responsible and understand that we're doing these things and eating these things because it's a gift from God. If it's not a gift from God, then you shouldn't eat them or drink them at all. And that's the thing with God. He gives man to eat according to his faith. So if you don't have faith that you should eat or drink these things at all, that's fine too. All right? Anybody who eats or drink needs to eat and drink with faith. He that eats or drink without faith is damned, right? Because sin is to go against God. When you go against God, it don't matter what it is. If you believe it's against God, then it's sin. You're sinning against yourself, right? So we understand that, God clearly said that being drunk is a sin against him. So we cannot get drunk or eat the herbs to the point that we're not able to focus and carry out his will, because that's what we are to do, is to carry out the will of God. And overdoing things, we can no longer carry out his will, right? Being drunk again, people can be drunk without wine. That's a fact, because drunkenness is pride. You think that you can do things that you can't really do, and you're saying that you can do things without really meditating and understanding if you can really do it. That's what pride is. You're just like, I can do it, and God hates pride. He cannot stand pride, right? And that's drunkenness. And pride and drunkenness will always be put down, because God is the highest. God is the one who gives us gifts. God is the one that leads us and tell us what we can do, and we just have to follow the Spirit and not drunkenness, right? You have to also understand that wine is also wrath. Man can have wrath from drinking wine. If you become drunk, you can end up doing some things that you end up regretting. All right. So also you got to understand that wine is the wrath of God. It represented that in the Bible with Jesus Christ, when Jesus asked God to take away the cup of wine, right? That was the cup of God's wrath. And also, when Jesus was in front of Judas Iscariot, and they were about to break him in, Peter was about to take out his sword. He took out his sword, cut off the ear of one of the servants, and Jesus said, "Should I not drink the cup that the Father have given me?" And that is the wrath of God. But Jesus did drink that cup, which, when he was on the cross, they gave him that cup, the wine, the wormwood, the vinegar, right? So that's bitterness, and that's what also drunkenness can cause. It can cause us to become bitter, right? Jesus drunk our bitterness, and he took in the wormwood and the gall, right? He took in the vinegar and the gall, because and also gall, you have to understand, that is poison, because that's also wine drunkenness can do, is poisonous. It's poisonous, it's deadly to us. We can end up doing some things we regret. And it's also poisonous to even the flesh. You know, too much of anything, intoxication, destroys the flesh, and it also destroys your soul. But Jesus drunk that for us so that we can pray to him and ask for forgiveness, and we do not fall into any type of wrath from drunkenness, right? So remember, drunkenness can also, you don't have to actually drink to be drunk, right? It can be your pride thinking that you're above somebody or doing something, you know, thinking you can do things without answering to God first, right? So understand that the wormwood makes people bitter. It makes men bitter. Even in Revelations, we see that, you know, when the star wormwood came and hit the waters, it made the people bitter. Many men died because they became bitter. Why? Because the water actually in Revelations represented people, languages, and nations. It represented people. And when that wormwood landed on the people, and it made them bitter. Drunkenness, right? They end up dying, most likely killing each other, or, you know, intoxication, harming the body, all kinds of ways that they died from this wormwood. So, and all in all, just try to be sober. Do your best to be sober-minded with the herbs, with the alcohol, all right? You know, you can drink it. Just don't drink too much of it. Make sure it's bringing forth a merry heart. If it's not bringing forth a merry heart, don't do it. Jesus gave himself to redeem us from all of our iniquities. And our iniquity is always to go against God. So with that, y'all stay strong. Be sober. God bless you.